5 sessions in our 6th session. And in this 6th session, we will be taking the third part of. Um, we have 4 parts in the first chapter. We are going to see the third part, that is verse number 21 to 27. Okay. Till now we are on time. The pace, the subject matter, the clarity is on table. It is gone in our brains. Now it has to reach our hearts and the transformation will take place. तो अभी जो सिनेरियो आने वाला है, ये 7 वर्सेस जो या 8 वर्सेस जो भी हम 7 वर्सेस हम डिस्कशन करेंगे, ये वर्सेस हमारी सिचुएशन को दर्शाता है कि हमारी जो सिचुएशन है। फर्स्ट पार्ट में हमने देखा कि कैसे दुर्योधन डिप्लोमेटिक था, और सेकंड पार्ट में हमने देखा कि साइंस ऑफ विक्ट्री, कैसे विजय के संकेत पहले ही आ चुके थे। the signs of victory were seen before already. So how Madhava, how the word Madhava was used, and the Shankha were blown and the hearts were shattered. Many of the symptoms we saw. आप लोगों ने note down भी किया. Now, the third part talks of the Bhakta Vatsalata. Bhakta Vatsalata means the love of the Lord for his devotees. This, if you see, so many saints have been, we have heard of so many saints like Tukaram Maharaj, Jnaneshwar Maharaj, Mirabai, the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, the Alvars in the south, the great saints, Kanakadas, etc. in Madhva Sampradaya. So many saints in Vrindavan, Surdas. If you see carefully, in all of their lives, they had the love of God along with them. So it was very easy for them to bypass anything or surpass any law. Law does not mean only criminal law. Law means there are laws binding in society, like a man should not do this, a woman should not do this. And there are boundaries. These boundaries are defined so that the society functions nicely. But if you have to achieve God and if you have to achieve Krishna, you have to learn to go beyond these boundaries. But this is only possible to go beyond the boundaries when Krishna himself shows his presence in your life and you feel it. When God is already there with us, but it is only when we realize, are ye to, in Marathi we sing, no? Vitthala Maya Bapa, Vithu Mauli Tu, Mauli Jagachi. When we sing, oh, you are my Bap, you are my mother, you are my father. Devotees go for 18 days walking from their homes to Pandharpur, just to have the glimpse of the darshan of the Lord. The line to take darshan takes 27 hours, 28 hours. They've already walked 18 days. But no, they want to see their lordships. But how is this possible? Because they have experienced that part. So that part is called Bhakta Vatsalata. So these 7 verses, you will find, although it is Mahabharata, still not the main Gita, not the main knowledge, not the अभी तक मेन जो गोलियां चलानी है वो अभी तक आई नहीं है भगवान की. एब्सोल्यूट पार्ट अभी निकला नहीं है. अभी तो ये नमक है, उसमें भी भगवान की भक्त वत्सलता है. मैंने आपको बोला ना कि आपको गीता समझना है तो 2 वे से समझना है. बुधा भाव, बुद्धि से भी समझना है और भाव से भी समझना है. सिर्फ बुद्धि लगा दिया ना तो टेक्निकल नॉलेज तो आ जाएगा पर वो भाव ही नहीं आएगा. लाइक माँ ने अपने बेटे को खाना खिलाया टाइम पे, 8 AM ब्रेकफास्ट, 9 AM स्कूल, सब ऐसा टाइम पे सब कर दिया, लेकिन प्रेम नहीं दिया. जब उसको लग गया या कुछ उसका इमोशन उसको टच नहीं किया तो वो बेटा आगे जाके माँ को पेंशन का वो पैसा दे देगा और वो प्रेम नहीं देगा, बिकॉज रेसिप्रोकल है ना. सेम वे हम जो सोसाइटी में देते वही हमको वापिस आते, तो जब हम लव देते तो लव आता है. सेम वे यहाँ पे कृष्ण इज शोइंग हिज भक्त वत्सलता, और वो जो प्रेम है ना वो समझने के लिए हमें भी भाव लगाना पड़ेगा, सिर्फ बुद्धि से काम नहीं चलेगा. तो ये जो 7 वर्सेस हैं इसमें थोड़ा मर्म है. देयर इज लॉट ऑफ इमोशंस इन्वॉल्व. सो यस वी विल सी देम. We'll offer our prayers and see these verses. Okay. These prayers are again offered. Again, you should know in Bhava, these prayers are offered because the speaker is not actually qualified to speak Gita, because Gita is like ocean. And what we all can do is just lift a little glass of water from the ocean and give you. But Bhagavad Gita, knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is oceanic, it is gigantic. The more you hear, the more you feel enthusiastic, the more you feel, अरे ये तो पहली बार सुना है, you know. So we offer prayers because this is a spiritual subject matter. The hearer is also not qualified. The person who is hearing is also not qualified. And the person who is speaking, he is convinced he is not qualified. So both of them offer prayers so that we can request the Lord and our gurus to give us the blessing to speak and hear on this subject matter. That is why we offer prayers. Okay. The prayers are there in the introduction of Bhagavad Gita. You will find them. If you want to recite, sometimes you can read them. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादां सगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश। नमो ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरविषे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे। So we'll go to verse 21. All of you have studied till verse 20 with me. Now here, earlier Sanjay was speaking, and Sanjay spoke what Duryodhan did and the scenario of the war, the scenario of the entire arena, Kurukshetra. Okay, the blowing of the conch shells, etc. These details. Now Arjun is going to speak, and Sanjay is going to tell all that, narrate all this to Dhritarashtra. Remember what has Arjun spoken? Because remember what was the question? What Dhritarashtra asked? Mamakah Pandavaschaiva kim akurvata Sanjaya? My dear Sanjay, what happened in that battlefield? Kya kya hua? Batao. So now Arjun is going to say, Arjuna uvacha सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये रथं स्थापय मेच्युत यावदेतान् निरीक्षेऽहं योद्धुकामान् अवस्थितान् कैर्मया सह योद्धव्यम् अस्मिन् रणसमुद्यमे. My request is still nobody should speak in between because you can speak at your end, but not the volume should not come in class. It will create it can create tandav. So yes. Arjun said, O infallible one, please draw my chariot between the two armies so that I may see those present here who desire to fight and with whom I must contend in this great trial of arms. So Arjun is saying that please draw the chariot in between. Senayor Ubayor Madhye. दोनों के बीच में लेके आओ मेरा चैरियट. Now if you see carefully, see all of you are intelligent. What do you sense here? Yes, somebody would like to try? Raise your hand. Just raise your Google Meet hand, or if you sense something. Please tell me what are you sensing? Okay. Yes. 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 Datta ji. Yes.
I feel that he's a great warrior. He उसमें fear नहीं था. He entered into battlefield and he faced the consequences, or he tried to face. मतलब he is great warrior. I sense that he entered into battlefield and at the center, and he faced that.
No.
No,
The conch shells are already blown. So there is no need of going in between. Yes, Gauravji.
Yes, I think he wants to understand the number of enemies, or the number of people who needs
Oh,
to be fought with.
okay. If you think he's taking it that way, but generally before war, the strategist people, they know the estimate, they know the count. Okay. So I don't think that is the main reason. Yeah, that can be one of the reasons, but yes, he wanted to see something. Yes. Okay, I'll tell you because we have very less time. Actually, he came to fight because yes, as a Kshatriya, he needs to reclaim his own property, or he needs to fight for dharma because people on the other side were siding adharma. But at the same time, he was little, what do you say, doubtful whether what he's doing is right or wrong. जगावं की मरावं हा एकच प्रश्न. नटसम्राट. The question is to be or not to be, to fight or not to fight. We all in our lives experience this situation. You come to a point where you wanted to do something and then you realize maybe I really want it or I don't want it. Okay. So here Arjun is in that situation. He has come all the way to fight. He's brought his Gandiva bow, he's brought his chariot given by Agnidev, and he's ready. He's not a fearful person. He is not at all fearful because he single-handedly defeated all the Kauravas during the exile period. जब अज्ञातवास था, the 13th year, and the last moment, somewhere they realized that these people are in Virat Nagari. So Duryodhan came to declare war. But it is only Arjun, he came out when the Sandhya was over. When the Sandhya got over, Arjun came out. And then he declared, he defeated all the everybody. He even defeated Bhishma. Defeated, did not kill. It was defeat. So then Virat Raja was like, अरे कौन है ये? कहाँ से आते हैं ये लोग? And then they realized it's Arjun. But already the time was over. The 13th year was over. So Arjun was not a घबराया हुआ व्यक्ति or something, but Arjun was now getting some doubts of his own action. These many people will be killed. 64 crore. Can you imagine? 64 crore warriors getting killed. And then all the questions are coming in his mind, which he is going to state from verse 28, not now. Next session, he will come with his doubts. He is coming in between. But there is something more, the loving aspect. I want to know if somebody has noticed. Even in the picture, there is something. If you're able to see in the picture, there is something. If you can just let me know, please. Yes. Did somebody notice something? See, somebody has raised his hand with C. Whoever is Chaitanya.
हाँ, हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी। मतलब लॉर्ड कृष्णा मतलब वो बन गए हैं चैरियट और
That is the point. Lord Krishna is sitting as a Sarathi. If you see carefully. And Arjun is a warrior, he is not God. But for his own devotee, the Lord is ready to become Sarathi to the point that Arjun is instructing, go ahead and take me in between the two armies. देखो कौन ऑर्डर दे रहा है? मतलब that is why Krishna is called Bhakta Vatsala, and that is why in this verse there is a word, a name of Krishna mentioned, Achyuta. This word Achyuta means the infallible one. The fallible means one who falls down. Falls down means what? उसका एक level रहता है, उस level को पूरा नहीं करता है, then he falls down. Let us say I make a promise that every two days in a week I'll give Gita in the morning. But let us say someday I can't or I don't give. Then what will happen? It means I broke my promise. So I fell off my promise. But Achyuta means who does not fall off his promise. But which promise? What has God promised? There is a promise. One is falling to the material creation. No, he will not fall because he has created this creation. He does not fall in this creation. He comes by his own sweet will. As avatars, he deals with devotees and goes back. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirvavati bharata abhyuttanam dharmasya tadatmanam srajamyam. I come whenever there is decline in religion. I come, Arjuna. But that is out of my own will. I am not forced. So here question is, Sthapaya me Achyuta. Arjun is declaring Krishna as Achyuta. You remember in these chapters we have seen different names of Krishna. And one of the names here is Achyuta. Achyuta means he never fails to show affection to his devotees. He never fails. It is Arjun who said, I want you, not the Narayani Sena. And Krishna became the Sarathi. Krishna said, I will never lift a weapon. मैं शस्त्र नहीं उठाऊंगा, मैं युद्ध नहीं करूंगा, मैं केवल ज्यादा से ज्यादा तुम्हारा सारथी बन सकता हूं. देखो, Krishna is not interfering anywhere. He is doing the Sarthi role. And Arjun knew he never is short of his words to his devotees. He's never, always he runs for the help of the devotees. When Draupadi, Suryadev gave her Akshay Patra. Akshay Patra means in Vanvas, if you need food, then there was a patra. If somebody eats from that patra, you can keep on eating. When Draupadi finally eats, the patra gets over. Then that day's food is over. The next day, the patra will give food. So one day, Draupadi finished her meal. And now the patra will not give. Then what happened? Meanwhile, Durvasa Muni came. Durvasa Muni is like a very merciful, at the same time very angry. थोड़ा भी गड़बड़ हुआ तो गुस्सा हो जाएंगे, and happy हो गए तो आपको सब कुछ दे देंगे. So Durvasa Muni, he came along with 60,000 disciples. Not 1, 2. 60,000 disciples. He came to meet Yudhishthir. Yudhishthir said, please, we want to serve you. The question is that he said that, but he didn't ask his wife. The wife had already taken. Now what to do? So then again, Yudhishthir said, Muni, you all take bath in Yamuna. Meanwhile, we'll do something. हम कुछ करते हैं. आप थोड़ा नहा के आइए. And go and take bath. They are sadhus. They like to take bath in river and all. Yeah. Now what happened? Remember, Draupadi said, "अरे, मैंने जो रखा तो खत्म हो गया. What I have already consumed, and now we cannot feed them." And Yudhishthira was in shock. Now what to do? So Draupadi si bandhu shobhe Narayana. That Draupadi had one bandhu called Narayana, means Krishna. So Krishna had a very special relation with Draupadi. It is not like the gopis. It is not even like Subhadra. It is not even like sister. It is not even like Premika. It is a totally different devotional relation. It is like a friendly relation. Draupadi could call Krishna anytime. In fact, Arjuna and Pandavas would sometimes think of it. But Draupadi would helplessly call and Krishna would instantly come. So she just remembered Krishna, Sakha. Yes, Smita Mataji has mentioned Sakha. He was a different kind of relation only. Like, hey, Draupadi ne bulaya, chapak karke immediately. And then Draupadi remembered, and Krishna appeared. He said, "Kya?" He said, "अरे ये खत्म हो गया. This is over. Now what?" Krishna said, "उसमें कुछ तो होगा. There must be something." So there is one little, थोड़ा सा पालक का हल्का सा दाना है उसमें. क्यों? It is said Krishna just took that and put it on his tongue. And don't worry, as we go into Bhagavad Gita, I will tell you how this creation entirely rests on him. That we'll see. So when he took, it is said in Sanskrit, Yasmin tushte jagat tushte. The Lord was happy and the in creation, everybody was happy. Yasmin tushte jagat tushte. And when Krishna took that morsel, it is said that all the sadhus, 60,000 Shishyas and along with Durvasa Muni, everyone was belching. Oh! It was like, oh! कभी हम लोग ज्यादा खाते हैं ना तो चावल का दाना इधर गले में आ जाता है ओ करके. And they were like, अरे बास अब नहीं होगा. Now I cannot, So then Krishna told Bhima, go and invite everybody. Bhima is confused. खाना तो बना नहीं है, इसने तो खुद ही खा लिया, वो एक दाना तो वो भी खा लिया. So Bhim along with his gada went like this, and he said, Muniji, please come for lunch. Muniji said, we are already full. We will come some other times. So Krishna is Bhakta Vatsala. He never falls short of his promise to his devotees. And what does he promise his devotee? He says, Arjuna, Name Bhakta Pranashyati. Even if somebody walks on this path to come to me, and even if he fails externally, he will be successful very immediately. He says, Shipram bhavati dharmatma shashvat chandyam nigacchati kaunteya pratijanehi name bhakta pranashyati. My devotees never perish. Never perish. Go and tell it boldly. Go in the market and tell that I, here, the son of Devaki, the son of Yashoda, I hereby promise that my devotees will never perish. So that is why anybody who becomes a devotee, the Lord himself takes care. The Lord himself enters into his life. And that is where Bhagavad Gita starts. My dear students, you are just 21 plus 3, 24 in number. But remember this point, very, very important point, that once you love Krishna and you open a single step towards him, he will open thousands of steps and he'll come thousands of steps closer to you. He's a loving and kind person. That is why Bhagavad Gita cannot be understood by people who only see Krishna as a power holder, Ishvara, or a controller. He is a very loving person. Like sometimes you go to a politician, okay, and you meet that politician. So we fear the politician because he has a lot of power. If he calls somebody, तो आपका बर्बादी भी हो जाएगा. If he calls up some bureaucrat, then आपका जो भी situation उसमें गड़बड़ हो सकता है. So you are a little cautious. But if you see carefully, you go and give him some gift which he likes, or you give him something, he likes it. He's very happy. He's like, okay, he's like a person. I met one politician, so I told him that your daughter had come to my program, and I told her to speak some few words, and she spoke so nicely. She appears like a prime ministerial candidate. And that uncle was like, he was very happy. वो थोड़े देर के लिए भूल गए कि वो politician है. I realized that although they're very harsh or they're very shrewd in their political stands, but internally they are so internally they are very, loving and kind. So Krishna is one of the names of Krishna is Achyuta. Achyuta means a very kind person, a very loving, and one who does not fall off his promise, and that is given to his devotees. It is said, Krishna can break his own promise done for himself. He can break his own promise. So Krishna, he can break his own promise. He promise for himself or what he wants, his own desire. But he'll never break a promise to his devotees. So if you remember, There is an incident in Mahabharata. I don't know if you've seen that picture. Krishna lifting the Ratha, the wheel of the Ratha, is lifting. It is like this, it's like, you want to say this one, you see? So the scenario here is, you may be shocked. If you see Krishna is proceeding to hit Bhishma, Bhishma has left his Gandiva and bow, and Arjun is catching the feet of Krishna. After seeing this, you will be like, अरे ये क्या चल रहा है? मतलब अर्जुन को तो खुश होना चाहिए कि कृष्ण मार दे रहे हैं भीष्म को. But that is what I'm telling you. This Mahabharata is not about just war or fight. It is about a love of Krishna to his devotees. It so happened that Duryodhan came to Bhishma, okay, and he told Bhishma that you are siding, you are partial. आप पार्शियल हो. आप 9 दिन हो गए, कल 10वां दिन है, आपने आज तक इन 5 पांडवों को नहीं मारा. You have not killed a single Pandava. Then what kind of warrior you are? So Bhishma was like, hey, bacha, awkat mein raho. Then Bhishma said, okay, these are the 5 arrows, and by these 5 arrows, I'll kill the 5 Pandavas tomorrow. And then Duryodhana was so happy. He took the arrows. Okay. He took the arrows. He said, I'll keep it with me. Tomorrow, I'll give you directly tomorrow. And then obviously Krishna told Arjun, yeah, it's a plan banaya, jaake wo arrows leke aao. That is a big story. I'll not get into it because you have very less time. He got the arrows and everything. So then Bhishma told Duryodhana that, look, it is Krishna on their side. It is not easy. It is impossible to kill 5 Pandavas. Because if Krishna has decided to protect them, none of us can do anything. But still Duryodhana was like, nahi, marenge. Now, next day Bhishma, because he was already insulted by Duryodhana, he decided to fiercely battle out with Krishna. And our relation with God has different rasas, mellow. One of the rasas is Virya rasa, fighting with Krishna. So this rasa, Bhishma had this rasa to fight with Krishna. So he started hitting Arjuna so badly, इतना बुरी तरह से भीष्म मतलब बाण चलाने लगे रथ पे अर्जुन के, कि it was like ताड़ अर्जुन को समझ नहीं रहा था अब करना क्या है. And then Krishna became so angry, says, Bhishma, I will kill you if you touch Arjun. And Krishna broke his own vow of not lifting weapon. He lifted weapon. उन्होंने अस्त्र शस्त्र उठा लिया, उन्होंने उठाया और मारने गए. That is the time भीष्म ने छोड़ा, नीचे बोले मार, kill me, show me your. He was very happy. I am ready to die by your hands. He was very happy. He did not see that as weapon. He saw that as flower garland. And Arjun is catching the feet of Krishna. नहीं, आप अपना प्रॉमिस क्यों ब्रेक कर रहे हो मेरे लिए? आप ऐसा मत करो, लोग आपको बाद में नाम रखेंगे. People will call you ill names. Don't do this, don't do this. Look at Krishna, is ready to Krishna is ready to break his own vow that I will not lift weapon, and he lifts weapon for his devotees. It goes to show to the level he is Achyuta. To the level he is committed to his devotees. So it is a great fortune to be devotee of Krishna. Because in this world, we may love so many people. We may serve so many people. But at the end of the day, what we get is just criticism, just ungratefulness. You do so much for your people around you. And what do they say? क्या तू क्या उपकार किया क्या? तूने क्या उपकार है? Have you done a favor to me or what? So it is like, ungratefulness. So, so how much ever you do for the people around you, earn for them, you physically help them, you emotionally care for them, you economically support them, but at the end of the day, what really happens is that they don't care for you. There is Michael Jackson's song, it says, "What I want to say is that they don't really care about us." What the important point is, nobody cares about you. So it is only one Krishna who's your friend. Surutam sarva bhutanam nattvamam shantim richati. In chapter 5, verse 29, Krishna says, I am the real friend of everybody. I stay in everybody's heart just to guide all the souls in their wandering lives. So Krishna is that person. So here we can see this is the scenario. That is why Krishna here is called Achyuta, or the infallible one, who never fails to show his affection to his devotees. And if you see here, already Arjun has ordered, बीच में लो, order आ गया है, भगवान को एक चेला से order आया है. And Krishna does not take any pain. He does not feel pain for his devotees. देखो, pain कहाँ पे होता है? Where there is pain? When you see somebody different from you. Like like father and son, कुछ हो जाता है ना? They love each other. Mother and son, father and daughter, guru and shishya. If there is so much pain, we do that. We do it. We do something extra for our people whom we love. We don't count it. So Krishna and devotees, he does not count, oh, this is pain. No, he likes to do all this. It is said, Aham Bhakta Paradhina. In Bhagavatam it is said, Lord Vishnu says that I am Paradhina. I am totally sold out to my devotees. I cannot live without my devotees. And what are devotees saying? I cannot live without my Lord. See, this is Bhagavatam, verse in Bhagavatam, which says, if you see this verse, Aham Bhakta Paradhino, Ya Swatantra Iva Dvija, Sadhu Bhi, Grasta Hridayu, Bhaktair Bhakta Janapriyaha. This verse is from Srimad Bhagavatam, just like Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavatam is a big scripture with 18,000 verses. So here it says, Aham Bhakta Paradhino. You can read the translation below. Okay, you can open the translation. Yeah, here it says, the Supreme Lord is saying to Brahmana, I am completely under the control of my devotees. Indeed, I am not at all independent because my devotees are completely devoid of material desires. I sit in the cores of their hearts. What to speak of my devotee? Even those who are devotees of my devotee are dear to me. Wow. Means those who are, let us say, the Guruji is very dear to Krishna. No problem. Then what about the Shishyas? They are not dear to Krishna directly, but they are dear to the Guruji. So then they are also in the light eyes of Krishna. He says, even they are dear to me. So if you do little bit for Krishna and his devotees, you open the door of liberation. Mahat sevam dwaram ahur vimuktis, tamo dwaram yoshitam sangi sangam. So it is said, Mahat sevam, if you serve the great souls, even a little, immediately Mahat sevam dwaram ahur vimuktis, the liberation, doors of liberation get opened. When Narada was a small boy, his mother was a servant. This was his previous life. His mother was a servant, Nokrani, Molkarni. And when some sadhus came to the owner's house, and she got a chance to wash the clothes, prepare food and something like that. So she did that. And Narada would go and serve, and he used to get little bit remaining prasadam. And these people blessed him. Oh boy, you become a great devotee. And he became a great devotee. He had the darshan of Krishna. He saw Vishnu. And then in next life he became Narada. So always remember, even little seva done, Krishna makes you a great devotee. And if Krishna loves you, that's it. Finish. So here, these subjects are so deep. If I just touch this word Achyuta, I can go for 90 sessions. Only this Achyuta Shabd. But we have 9 minutes, 19 minutes at least we have given. So Krishna took the chariot in between. He did not feel any टेंशन कि अरे मुझे बीच में लाना पड़ रहा है. इट इज इन मराठी दे से मैत्री केली तर गणती कशाची आणि गणती केली तर मग मैत्री कसली. If you have done friendship, then what are you counting? And if you have started counting, then what kind of friendship have you done? You understand? So you cannot bring love. You cannot. There is no magnitude to measure love. आप ऐसा नहीं बोल सकते कि मैंने आपको 1,000 रुपए दिए इतना प्रेम किया मैंने आपको 1,00,000 रुपए दिया इतना प्रेम किया, या मैंने आपको अपने गले से लगाया इतना प्रेम किया. नहीं, देयर इज नो मैग्नीट्यूड. मैंने 1 किलो प्रेम किया, नहीं. लव इज ऑल परमेटिंग. देयर इज नो मैग्नीट्यूड विच कैन calculate. It is only felt. So here Krishna's love for his devotee is seen by his action. What is he doing? He's coming, he's following the order of his devotee. Rather than Arjun following his orders, he is following his orders. And if you see this picture here also, see Krishna is standing below. And it is such an emotional scene for devotees. So the Lord takes that pleasure, and now we'll go to the 23rd verse. This was 21, 22. योत्स्यमानान् अवेक्षेऽहं य एतेऽत्र समागतः धार्तराष्ट्रस्य दुर्बुद्धे युद्धे प्रियचिकीर्षवः. Let me see those. Arjun is saying now this narration is from Arjun. Now from here till almost 66 verses जो है ना, इसमें कृष्ण और अर्जुन की बातें होंगी. संजय सिंह बता रहा है. संजय is going to only say, Krishna and Arjun are going to speak. Okay, let me see those who have come to here to fight, wishing to please the evil-minded son of Dhritarashtra. Let me see ये धृतराष्ट्र जो दुष्ट है, इसके साइड से कौन कौन लड़ने आया है, मुझे देखने दो. So that is what he brought. He came in between two warriors, two armies. Although there is no Mahabharata scene involved in this verse, but it is said that when these things were going on, Duryodhana was getting restless. इसे जरा शंक हो गया, अभी मारामारी करो जल्दी. But Bhishma did not give order because Bhishma was watching at Krishna and Arjuna's scenario. He knew what is going on in their minds. He was a great statesman. You could know. So he बोला रुक, तू नहीं समझेगा. वहां जो चल रहा है वो बहुत हाई लेवल का, हाई पोटेंशियल लव मैग्नीट्यूड है. Now Sanjay Uvacha. Now Sanjay is going to narrate the situation there. Sanjay Uvacha. एवं मुक्तो ऋषिकेशो गुडाकेशेन भारत सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये स्थापयित्वा रथोत्तमम्. Sanjay said, O descendant of Bharata, having thus been addressed by Arjun, Lord Krishna drew up the fine chariot in midst of the armies of both parties. So, once Arjun addressed, Lord Krishna took the chariot and put it in between. If you see here, Krishna is mentioned as Rishikesha and Arjun is named as Gudakesha. Gudakesha means one who has conquered sleep. जिसने नींद के ऊपर कंट्रोल किया है. Okay, one who has conquered sleep is called Gudakesha. Arjun, he could fight wars even at night. He had that night vision. He could see things at night, and he had conquered sleep means generally sleep conquers us. Okay, but here he had conquered sleep. So there are two types of sleep. One sleep is material sleep, that eyes wala sleep, and second is the consciousness sleeping. Consciousness sleeping means consciousness, you are not conscious. Means sometimes, let us say, I say, अरे मनुष्य जीवन important है, but you are not conscious. You are into your own world. मन से कहीं और, तो आपको सुनाई नहीं देगा because you are not conscious. But if you are conscious, you will be like, अरे बात तो सही बोला, बात तो सही बोला. Why people read Garud Puran when somebody dies? Because before that nobody is serious. But when somebody dies, then everybody is serious. Everybody is conscious. So then we read Garud Puran and understand the value of our life. And we are like, oh my God, ऐसा होता है. अभी तो थोड़ा धर्म कर्म करना पड़ेगा, है ना? So we are conscious when we see, when we are in such situations. So here, Arjun is conscious. His Gudakesha means he also conquered the material sleep, not only material sleep, but also when a person is spiritually sleep. So he has conquered that also. Gudakesha. If one has conquered sleep. Gudakesha also means, Guda means sugar. A means Vishnu, Ka means Brahma, Ka means Brahma, and Isha means Shiva. So then Gudakesha means Arjun, who gives Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva the experience of sweetness, of Lord's affection, just like sugar. So because of his love for Krishna, he gives pleasure to Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. In that sense also it is taken, Gudakesha. Like Krishna is the crown of all the avatars. And he is giving pleasure to Krishna. So he is such a great soul. That way you can also take Gudakesha. Okay? So now Krishna draws the chariot. Arjun bolta hai, chalo, chariot aage lo. And Krishna takes the chariot in between. 25. Bhishmadrona pramukhatah sarvesham cha mahekshitam uvacha partha pasyaitan samavetan kuruniti. In the presence of Bhishma, Drona and all other chieftains of the world, the Lord said, just behold Partha, all the Kurus assembled here. इतना ही कृष्ण ने बोला. लो अर्जुन, देख लो, ये तुम्हारे भैया लोग हैं, कौरव लोग. आइए तुम्हारे अपने जो युद्ध करने के लिए तुम्हारे साइड जाए, ये यहाँ पे. प्लीज, behold. And remember, from 21 to 27, Krishna is sitting down, he is below, chariot का driver का नीचे रहता है. Arjun is up, Krishna is looking like this, Arjun is looking like this. Remember this scene? After first chapter, it will topple. Arjun नीचे जाएगा और Krishna ऊपर आएगा. Because sometimes we meet our Guru and we just blast ourselves, and the Guru is quiet. And then when you realize that he's a very knowledgeable person and you surrender, then he goes up and you go down. So here Krishna is watching Arjuna. Yes. So this is I have brought him between. Now you watch both the armies. आप देख लो आपको क्या देखना है. Okay. So here also in earlier verse we saw how Krishna is called Rishikesha because Krishna understood the reason why he drew the chariot. There was a kind of fear in his mind. I told you that fear, na? That had entered the mind of Arjuna and Krishna could sense it. That is why he is by Sanjaya, it is not mentioned Krishna or Achyuta. He is mentioned Rishikesha, one who understood the mind of Arjuna. And here it is said, Bhishma Drona Pramukhataha. Look here, in front of Bhishma and Drona, the great warriors, your Dadaji, your Guruji, they are here. Dekh lo, kya karna hai. And here Krishna is Arjun को नाम दिया क्या है? देखो पार्थ. क्या बोला है भगवान ने? उवाचो पार्थ पश्यैतान. पार्थ. यहाँ अर्जुन को क्या बोल दिया? पार्थ. देखिए कल्चर होता है. जैसे अपन क्या बोलते हैं, घर में ना पत्नी जो है ना, जनरली इन इंडिया द वाइफ विल ऑलवेज नॉट कॉल हस्बैंड बाय नेम. ये तो आजकल का जनरेशन बोल देता है, बट अर्लियर दे यूज्ड टू रिस्पेक्ट देयर हस्बैंड्स अ लॉट. आहो ऐकलं का? आहो. हस्बैंड्स नेम वाज आहो. ऑल द हस्बैंड्स वर नेम्ड आहो. और इन हिंदी दे से ओ जी सुनिए. साउथ में आइयो करके they will not take the name of the husband because he is senior, he is respectable. That was the level of respect. Now it is like, hey Ganaya, माझा नवरा आहे ना तू, you are my husband, no, come here, like he's like a Tommy. Yeah. ही इज नॉट फेयरफुल ऑफ वाइफ, ही इज फेयरफुल डाइवोर्स देके आधा प्रॉपर्टी ले ले तो मैं क्या करूंगा। ऊपर से एलिमनी भी लेके जाएगी। क्या लॉस बना है, मतलब जिसने बनाया वो खुद भी हंस रहा होगा। हाँ, मुझे हंसी तो उन जज पे आती जो इसका जजमेंट भी देते हैं। हाँ अजीब है। तो ये कहा गया, तो हियर इट इज सेड दैट Krishna addresses Arjun as Parth. Why Parth? Because Krishna wants to remove the weakness in his mind. वो बोलता है देखो तुम बहुत बड़े lineage से आते हो, प्रथा इज नेम ऑफ कुंती, तो तुम पांडु के परिवार से आते हो। प्रथा माता, जो कुंती माता इतना तपस्या की है, वो डरती नहीं है, तुम मत डरना। दैट्स व्हाई ही इज कॉल्ड पार्थ, सन ऑफ प्रथा, पार्थ। ठीक है। So because Pratha is name of Kunti, Pratha was sister of Vasudeva. So that's why Krishna also has a relation to him, brotherly relation. Okay. And also Lord knew that Arjun will not want to fight. So इसलिए वहां पे क्या किया, वो जोकिंगली बोलते हैं हाँ देखो देखो देख लो अपने वॉरियर्स को। ठीक है। 26. Actually, this is our own situation. What does Lord do in our life? He brings us to a situation. देख, ये तेरे दोस्त हैं, ये तेरे दुश्मन, अब तू देख ले क्या करना चाहते हैं। हमारे लाइफ में आता ही है ऐसा सिचुएशन कि आपने जिसके लिए सब कुछ किया उसके सामने खड़ा कर देते हैं और वो कोई काम का नहीं है और आप वहां खड़े हो जाते हैं। 26. तत्रा पश्यत् स्थितान् पार्थ पितॄनथ पितामहान् आचार्यान् मातुलान् भ्रातॄन् पुत्रान् पौत्रान् सखींस्तथा शशुरान् सूर्दश्चैव सेनयोरुभयोरपि। There Arjun could see within the midst of the armies of both parties his fathers, grandfathers, teachers, maternal uncles, brothers, sons, grandsons, friends, and all his fathers-in-law and well-wishers. तो वहां अर्जुन ने सब देख लिया। किस किस को देखा? पिता समान लोगों को देखा जो उनके पिता के समान थे। पिता के समान कौन कौन थे वहां पे युद्ध में? भूरिश्रव, जो भूरिश्रव यानी सात्यकी, सात्यकी को भूरिश्रव कहा गया है, जो अर्जुन के पिता के कंटेम्पररी थे। दे वर कंटेम्पररीज टू Arjuna's father Pandu. So he saw Bhurishrawa in the war. He saw grandfathers. Who are grandfathers? Bhishma and Somdatta. In fact, Bhurishrawa was son of Somdatta. So Bhishma. Yeah. Anyways. Something I've written. Yeah. Anyways. Oh, sorry. Bhurishrawa is not Satyaki. Maaf karna. He was killed by Satyaki. I'm sorry. In my notes, I mentioned who is who, but it was killed by Satyaki. So Bhurishrawa and Somdatta were killed by Satyaki, but these two, Bhurishrawa was like a fatherly generation, and Somdatta was grandfather. Okay, and grandfather Bhishma, he was there. Teachers, he also saw teachers like Dronacharya and Kripacharya. They were there. Then there are maternal uncles, Mamaji, who? Shalya and Shakuni. Now they are mamas. Mama, maternal uncle. English is a very difficult language, you know. Son-in-law, father-in-law, everybody is in-law. But there is no wife-in-law, you know. She is the law. So in English it is all different. If you say she is my sister-in-law, it can also mean Bhabiji, it can also mean Salisaya. But in Vedic culture we already know, you know, she is Meuni, and then she's like, you know, Vaini. There is difference in the word Bhabiji, you know. Yeah, so it is easy to understand. But in English it is like everybody law. They don't have details. Maternal uncle Shalya and Shakuni. Brothers like Duryodhan and other 100 brothers. Duryodhan. Shalya was killed by Yudhishthir. Duryodhan was killed by Bhima. Sons Lakshmana. His own sons Lakshmana and Abhimanyu. They were there. Lakshmana means the son of Duryodhan. He was killed by Abhimanyu. Grandsons the sons of Lakshmana who were there in opposite side. He is talking of the opposite side. Grandsons of their sons of Lakshmana, he were also there in the war. Friends, see earlier, no, people used to marry in the right time. जब जवानी की अंगड़ाई आती थी ना 18 से 20 में, तभी शादी करते थे. अभी क्या हो गया? The marriages are getting late. So kids are getting uncle auntie बुड्ढा होते पर बच्चे होते हैं. So then they can't see grandsons. But earlier, at the age of 20 to 30, they used to get 2-3 kids. So meanwhile, when they are 45, their kids are grown up. And when they are 60, their kids are also grown up. So that is why you can see so many warriors and their grandsons. So girls should marry by 16 to 18, ideally. If they don't marry, they'll automatically have boyfriends. That is natural. You can't avoid it. How many laws you make, this is all nonsense. Earlier people knew it. So they got them married on the right time. Proper husband मिलेगा, टेंशन नहीं. अभी क्या है, डेटिंग ऐप आ गया है. डेट करते रहो और पता चलता है इसमें से कोई मेरे काम का नहीं है. Oh, I am feeling cheated, and then then there is सैयारा, and then there is what? सुन रहा है ना तू. अरे तू काय को सुन रहा है? मम्मी पापा को सुनता तो तेरा कुछ ऐसा बार डांस में गाने की जरूरत नहीं होता. So that is why you can see so many grandsons and all here. Then he saw his friends Ashwathama, Jayadratha. They were in the war. Father-in-law, well-wishers, Kritavarma, Bhagadatta. They were all there in the war. So he saw all of these relatives in war. 27. Tan samikshya sa kaunteya sarvan bandhun avasthitan कृपया परया विष्टो विशीदन्नम idam abravit. When the son of Kunti, Arjun, saw all these different grades of friends and relatives, he became overwhelmed with compassion and spoke thus. अब क्या हुआ? सभी लोगों को देख लिया. अब देख लिया तो पूरा दया आ गया. अब वो नहीं चाहता था युद्ध करूं मैं. एकदम हृदय में कंपैशन आ गया. Now there are two types of compassion. One compassion is when you are materially attached. आप किसी से आसक्त हो जाते हो तो उसके प्रति आपको सॉफ्ट कॉर्नर होता है. एंड सेकेंड इज यू डोंट वांट टू टेक द सिंस एंड ऑल दैट इज गोइंग टू हैपन. आगे जो होने वाला है युद्ध के बाद, वो सब अभी नहीं लेना चाहते लोड अप, तो आप भाग जाना चाहते हो. यू वांट टू एब्सकॉन्ड फ्रॉम योर ड्यूटीज. मेनी टाइम्स people want to abscond from their duties. Just like sometimes you tell a girl to marry, no, abhi bacche kaun sambhalega. Are that is where you abscond. You tell somebody to fight for justice, they will not fight. They want to abscond. So people want to abscond and run away. Okay. Or you tell somebody to do his duty. Okay, your student padho, wo nahi padhega. He wants to abscond. That is the nature. We all want to abscond from our right act that should be done. We try to abscond. So here Arjuna is also trying to run away. Don't worry, all that will be answered. That is where we come in picture. We all want to run away from becoming a devotee, practicing spirituality. हम लोग भागना चाहते हैं. तो अर्जुन वही दिखा रहा है. So it said he was overwhelmed with compassion. Now it is said here that actually Arjun is a great devotee of Lord. Then how can he be in illusion? It is said Krishna personally put him in illusion so that by giving him answers, he will answer everybody. So he chose Arjuna to give that knowledge. Okay. So here, generally there is a philosophy that says Ma himsaya sarva bhutani. Do not commit violence against any living entity. Okay. So one may use this thing and not do his duty. So Krishna is going to use Arjun and give the right philosophy. He is going to tell you how doing your duty does not bind you, it liberates you. देखिए, आसक्ति जो है उससे कर्तव्य आता है, कर्तव्य से कर्म, कर्म से धर्म और धर्म से आध्यात्म आता है. So from attachment you get some role and you play that role. From that role, when you accept that as your duty and you get connected to God, then it becomes karma. And when you do that duty according to the scriptures, it becomes dharma. And when you do that same act for the pleasure of the Lord, then it becomes adhyatma. You understand? So then accordingly you will be liberated. So Krishna is going to teach this. And because Krishna was from a Kshatriya background, he reminded him, Kaunteya, hey Kaunteya. I still remember when I was a very small child, I don't know where I saw, what I saw, but I used to call my great grandfather, Manje Parnana. Parnana means मेरे मदर के पापा. तो 90s में थे, मैं कुछ पता नहीं कितने 10 साल 5-6 साल का. So I called him once, he came and I said, hey Kunti Putra. And my Parnana was like, ए मेरे को कुंती पुत्र बोल दिया, बाजार से इतना सारा मिठाई लेके बोला मेरे को कुंती पुत्र बोल दिया बच्चा. So Kunti Putra means, oh Kaunte, you come from a great lineage. No? That is mentioned here. So it is, question is, was the compassion in the heart of Arjun genuine or was it false is the main question. Because here it is mentioned, Paraya Kripaya. Because of Kripaya Paraya Vishnu. So he was merciful to everybody. So was it because of his compassion that he didn't want to fight? Or was there something else? And he had emphasized on by para, superior. Aparaya Kripaya. The compassion is shown already and additional mercy is shown here. So now his symptoms will come out. Now because of that he's getting confused. अब वो जो उसका symptoms है वो अगले part में लेंगे हम. We'll go see it coming Tuesday, next Tuesday. So we have covered part 3. Now next time, remember, we have to cover verse number 28 till almost 40. How much? 46, 47, 46. So 28 to 46 is what? 19 verses. It will not happen in one shot. I may have to take 2 sessions. So next Tuesday and Thursday, we'll try to cover up these subjects. Because I can finish it. मेरे को क्या वर्स रीड करके खत्म कर देना है, पर वो जो क्वेश्चंस हैं अर्जुन के, वो आपके क्वेश्चंस हैं, वो थोड़े पुट करना जरूरी है. ओके, सो थैंक यू वेरी मच. Our time is also over. If there is any one question, I will answer. Yes, there is no one question. Very good. All are intelligent, and because I have already sometimes I answer very tough, so people are like, अरे मेरे को डांट देगा, मैं नहीं पूछेगा पापा, बोल देते, डांट देते. ऐसा नहीं. You can ask. You all are now students, so in the role I am your teacher, I can scold you. And we have to accept. Okay. Yes, any questions not there? We will meet on Tuesday. Ending on time. I should get a Nobel Prize along with Donald Trump because I'm finishing my class on time. Haribo. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. We'll
हरे
meet.
कृष्ण प्रभु जी. हरि हरि बोल. हरि बोल.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, धन्यवाद प्रणाम.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, प्रणाम.
सभी प्रभु जी, सभी माता जी को हरे कृष्ण दंडवत प्रणाम.
सभी प्रभु जी, सभी माता जी को हरे कृष्ण दंडवत प्रणाम. हरे कृष्ण, हरे कृष्ण, हरे कृष्ण.